In this Shotcut tutorial, I will show how to use the time remap filter to speed up, slow down, freeze, and reverse action in a video. I am using Shotcut version 22.06.23. This is the video we are using. It shows a timer that goes from 0 to 30 seconds. If your video contains keyframes, most of which do, then the time remap filter will ask you to convert it, like so. After you have converted the video, you will have to reapply the time remap filter. When we apply the filter to this clip, the keyframes panel shows two keyframes, one at the beginning of the clip, and one at the end. When working with the keyframes, it is best to enlarge the height of the track, as this makes it easier to manipulate them. We do this by using the keyboard shortcut combination Ctrl+. Use this and the player size control to get a nice working environment. The keyframe pane shows real, or elapsed time along the horizontal axis, while the vertical axis shows the video time. As you can see, as we move along the elapsed time axis, the video time is identical to the elapsed time. That is because the keyframe graph is a straight line going from the bottom left corner to the top right corner. Before we start remapping time, I want to explain this option called image mode. It can have one of two values, nearest, and blend. Nearest means that when Shotcut needs to select a frame corresponding to a certain video time, it will choose the frame that is nearest to that time. Like this. Blend means that it will blend together the two frames that bracket that video frame. Like this. Now let's drag the ending keyframe down to around the 15 seconds mark for a video time, the vertical axis. I'll show what this does shortly. But first have a look at this icon. Clicking it zooms in the keyframe values. Basically, instead of the vertical axis going from 0 to 30, the length of the video clip, it now goes from 0 to 15, the highest keyframe value. Let's reset it. Well, let's go to that keyframe and you will see that while the elapsed time is 30 seconds, the video time is only 15 seconds. This means that the video will have slowed down. In fact, it will run at half the normal speed, like so. This part of the filter shows the speed, whether the video is going forward, reversing, or frozen. It also shows the input time, that is the video time, and the output time, that is the elapsed time. We'll now reset this keyframe and create a new one, at the 10 seconds video time mark. Snapping a keyframe to the playhead is not possible, but this feature is being slated for the next release of Shotcut. To place the keyframe exactly at 10 seconds, we click on the timeline. Then use the right and left arrow keyboard shortcuts to fine-tune the elapsed time. There are several ways of setting the video time for the keyframe. You can drag the keyframe as we did before, or you can set the exact time using the time parameter here. Unfortunately, it can be a bit fiddly to do this. The minus and plus icons cause this time to be changed incrementally. We will come to the less than and greater than icons later. First, we will set the video time to 20 seconds, which means that after 10 seconds elapsed time the video time will be showing 20 seconds. This means that we have speeded up time in the first 10 elapsed seconds, by a factor of 2. We now set it to 30 seconds, speeding up the video in this area by a factor of 3. Using this method we cannot speed up the video in this area by more a factor of 3 as we would need to input a time value that is greater than the actual length of the video. One way of speeding it up by a factor of 4 would be to move the keyframe to an earlier position on the elapsed, horizontal, axis. Instead of setting the keyframe time in this way, another method of speeding up the video is to use the less than icon. The less than icon allows you to achieve the desired speed in the period before the keyframe, while the greater than icon allows you to achieve the desired speed in the period after the keyframe. When you click on the less than icon, a window pops up, within which you can input the speed you want. There is also an option that initially says, Modify Current Mapping. This means that the current keyframe will be modified to create the speed up or slow down desired. You cannot speed up the 0 to 10 seconds elapsed time segment by more than 3 times using this, for the reason previously explained. If you choose the option that says Lock Current Mapping, this means that this keyframe will not change, but the one in front of it will change instead. To see what that means, we will slow down the video time by a speed factor of 0.5. As you can see, this kept the current keyframe constant, at 10 seconds video time, and modified the previous one from 0 to 5, so 5 seconds of video time shows in 10 seconds of elapsed time. An interesting experiment is to make the speed up 0. What this does is freeze the video, since the video time at elapsed time 0 is 10, the same as at elapsed time 10. What happens if we create a speedup that is negative, say -2? As you can see, the first keyframe becomes 30 and slope becomes negative, which means the video will run in reverse for 30 seconds to 10 seconds video time. Let's see what happens when we set the speed to 2. Lowering the previous keyframe to -10 would be below the bottom edge. This is not possible, since time cannot be negative. So a new keyframe is created between the two, at the 5 seconds elapsed time mark, with a value of 0 for the video time. Now let's show that the greater than icon works in a similar manner, but alters the slope of the keyframe graph after the current keyframe. You can alter the type of the keyframe by right-clicking it. You can change it from the default, which is linear, that is, a straight line joining it to the next keyframe, to hold, which is a horizontal line, causing a discontinuity at the next keyframe. The smooth option that is normally available for keyframes is not available for time remap keyframes. This may change in the future. In order to get an approximation to a smooth change in speed, you currently need to do this manually by creating multiple keyframes close together, each with slightly different speed values. Finally, let's set up the keyframes to match the graph shown at the beginning of this video, then play the clip. I hope this video has removed some of the mystique that has surrounded the time remap filter. Thanks for watching.